everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Club 36 Podcast. Twan.
Brew.
Quinn.
Leland.
All right, y'all. We're going to kick this show off. Got some good stuff today for y'all. We're going to start with the NFL playoff matchups. Who's been set up for long-term success in the NFL? Who's the most disappointing team in the NBA? And then for our main topics, we go talk about some relationship type of stuff, signs that someone is feeling you, you know what I'm saying? What is considered too old to be in the club. That's a good one. The Romeo Masterpiece situation. We all followed that for a little bit, and how to handle a guy trying to get your significant other.
Man.
All right, so first we will start off the NFL playoff matchups. What y'all think?
I mean, it's still kind of shaky right now, only because like matchups not completely set yet. But I do think that because what the top seeds is what Philly and is it KC?
It's KC right now, but with that, I don't know how they gonna do
And
it.
I would say it depends on Jalen Hurts. If he not really completely healthy, Philly could get knocked out easy by a lower seed.
And I was just gonna say the same about Lamar coming back.
But I really don't think that he'll make that much of a difference.
It's gonna be more.
Yeah. Because to me, they feel like they not like real fucking like serious contenders. Because even when he was healthy, he was playing, he did not look like himself for a while.
Yeah.
Early in the season, it's like, yeah, he looked like he got something to prove, but then he started to fizzle out. So, I mean, that's why I don't really consider Baltimore being that big of a threat to anybody. I still think that the AFC goes through KC and Buffalo, NFC.
But I think with that ground attack they have, if Gus Edwards gets rolling early, that makes that offense tough to defend, though. Dobbins is toting it, too.
Shit, Gus got hurt today, though. I don't know how serious it is.
But Dobbins is still there.
Yeah. For me, I'm pretty much the same, man. Like, NFC, I ain't gonna lie. You got Eagles. I could even see Cowboys making a run, even though they disappoint. But if they
secondary, bro.
if they ball like they supposed to, they'll be all right. The Vikings. Now I'll tell you, the most complete team to me, even with a backup quarterback, is the 49ers. Because they got good receivers.
They front seven might be one of the best in the league right now.
Right.
Hands down.
I like the 49ers, man. Like, because at the end of the day, defense is gonna win you the game. It don't really it matters what your offense do, but if you can't score points, then
and it looked like McCaffrey turned back the clock a little bit too.
Well, I just think that the system is more catered to his skill set.
Carolina running him into the ground.
Yeah, because it's like, bro, even like if you watch Christian McCaffrey when he was in college, the way he was doing damage was outside runs, catching the ball, basically similar to like a Reggie Bush.
Yeah, moving him around.
Yeah, but then when he got to Carolina, they was trying to turn him into an every down back, and that's just not him.
He wasn't built for that.
And you see what happened. He go to 49ers, like you said, it looked like he's back to himself. I think that it's just a system. So I do agree with the 49ers take because they are pretty complete.
Kittle, Ayuk is turning around.
Yeah.
Ebo, I think he got hurt, but
I think
he'll be.
he coming back.
They got a solid receiving core though.
Mm-hmm.
And Purdy, like I say, that boy been balling, man. For a dude that wasn't on the roster,
Mr. Irrelevant, wouldn't it?
I don't even think he was. Well, he was, but then he went to the the USFL, and then practice squads, whatever, and you know what I'm saying, back on.
But you never know.
But does that mean that like basically 49ers have such an efficient system that you could basically plug in anybody and they'll still be successful?
It look like.
I mean, Shanahan is a good offensive
Like
minded
father,
coach.
like son.
You know what I'm saying? So
It was because they started off with what's his name?
Garoppolo or Lance?
You had Garoppolo and then Lance. They both got hurt, and then you plugged in old buddy. I mean, they still clicking.
They rolling.
And they say Jimmy G supposed to come back, but I don't know. It's kind of like the Washington situation because Washington messed themselves out of the playoffs last week when they put Wentz back in because they had been winning with Heineke.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then they put Wentz back in. Bro was like 2 for 15, 2 interceptions. You know what I'm saying?
Understood when coaches do that, man. If you got something rolling,
roll with it
until you have a reason to switch it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that means that's a big deal right there. But I'm rolling with KC all the way, man. I said that at the beginning of the season, so I'm staying with that. Other side,
Yeah, I like
Philly.
KC.
Philly, I don't know. I really don't know. But who said Cowboys? Which one of y'all said Cowboys?
I don't trust that.
I would never say
Hey,
Cowboys.
man.
That offense is
this is the year, though. This would be the year that they should be able to do something.
It's because Cowboys have a pretty good offense. Their defense, to me, is ass. DeMarcus Lawrence is good. Diggs is overrated because I feel like they play a certain system that makes him look better than what he is.
Yeah.
Anytime he plays man-to-man, he out there getting his ass toasted, like bad. He gave up, I don't know what his stats are this season, but last season, he gave up the most receiving yards out of every DB in the league.
Yeah.
So it's like, just because he had a lot of picks, most of his picks came from when they were in zone coverage. He wasn't in man-to-man. And he was taking gambles on that shit too. So it's like, if he wouldn't have caught it, that's a touchdown. So it's like, that's why I never really been that big on him. Even when he was at Bama, I thought that he wasn't that good of a player.
Yeah.
So I mean, I would never, like me, you call it bias or whatever, I would never pick the Cowboys to beat anybody.
I'm gonna stick with KC on that too, and that's 'cause I think Jerick McKinnon. I think he's had 6 touchdowns the past 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah. Then you got Pacheco too.
Because you could put him anywhere.
I like Pacheco, man.
And of course Kelsey.
So long-term success for NFL. What we looking like for any team? Like, who y'all think is more set up right now at this point and looking into the future as far as what y'all can predict for next season and beyond that? Who's set up for long-term success?
You.
I'm gonna say Cincinnati.
I'm gonna say I agree with both of y'all because they both pretty young. But
Josh Allen like 26.
Yeah, he's 26. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say Jacksonville, man. I'm gonna say Jacksonville. They super young. They younger than even in the Bills and Bengals.
They made a big turnaround.
Right. And then Doug Peterson ain't a bad coach. Like, he a pretty good coach. You got Trevor Lawrence, who's shown that he, you know what I'm saying, he can do his thing. Etienne surprised me this year. That boy had a good year. Then they receiving core with Kirk,
Marvin Jones,
and Zay Jones, which Zay and Kirk, fairly young. Marvin kind of the.
I say, ain't Chark still on the team, right?
He is?
No, Chark in Detroit.
Oh.
Yeah. He in Detroit. And then they went and got Evan Ingram, who I thought was a bust at tight end, but that boy, since he's been there, he
the right system changed the system.
Right.
I forgot about him too, man.
But yeah, Bengals, Bills, Jags.
Yeah, but the reason I say Cincinnati is only because it's the same thing. I mean, they young across the board, offense and defense.
And their first 3 receivers can start
anywhere. And they quarterback.
The fact they played in the Super Bowl last season.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's up in the air. Who knows what happens when playoffs actually start? But I think that within, let's just say, next 5 years, I do think Cincinnati will probably win one.
I agree with that for sure.
I can see that.
So,
the scary part is that receiving core is only going to get better with that experience and chemistry and playoff runs.
And they've always had good receivers too, man.
Even when Carson Palmer, you know what I'm saying, Ocho Cinco and RP Chris Henry, but
that should be pretty good. Okay, so who's been the most disappointing team in the NBA this season? Don't just base it off of they sorry. Like, you thought they would do something, and
I was hoping to see a healthier AD, but
man, but say because I can't. Because I'm a Lakers fan, but I'm not going to say the Lakers. I would say Minnesota Timberwolves. Because they gave up a lot to get Gobert, and everybody who knows basketball knew that shit wasn't going to work when they traded for him.
Because they got him and Cat. Huh?
They just paid Towns last year.
Yeah, that don't make sense.
Big bank.
They just paid him a big contract. They paid Gobert once he got there. So who's to say what happens with Anthony Edwards? It's a possibility you might lose him because you don't have enough bread. And the fact that the reason I say they're disappointed is because you got one of the best defensive bigs in the league.
Yeah.
But without Cat, they just going right at him.
Yeah.
You get him in foul trouble, they have nobody else. Nobody else. And Cat, he can't guard guys on a perimeter like that. So him playing power forward is another reason why their system doesn't work. Because power forwards across the league, you got Giannis, you got KD, You got LeBron. He can't guard none of them.
No.
So all they got, I mean, it's too easy. And then the fact that Anthony Edwards seems like he don't want to be there already. This is what his 3rd year in the league. And he already seems like he's worn out in Minnesota. So I think that they're the biggest disappointment because they gave up a lot of their future assets just to get Gobert, and it's not working. Everybody knew it wasn't gonna work, but that's the reason why I say they the biggest disappointment.
Man, I'm gonna go with Rockets, man. Only because I always say this every year. I ain't gonna say every year, but most years I will always think they got a chance to do something. And for some reason, they find a way to mess it up. Like all the time. It never fails, man. I don't understand why. Is it But think about it. Is it really because of that? Is it the coaches? Is it the owners? Like, who is it? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like they don't want to see Houston make it or something. I don't understand it.
My take on the Rockets is they do have a lot of young talent, but that young talent doesn't mesh well together.
Yeah.
Jalen Green, Kevin Porter Jr. are essentially the same player.
Yeah.
One-sided, offensive scoring type of guys. Don't play no fucking defense. The guy they drafted this past draft,
Jabari Smith?
Him. He does not fit the system at all because they trying to force him to play center. He's not a center. He's a finesse type of guy. He'll be better as a stretch 4, but he does not fit the system. I think that they just trying to put too many of the same type of players in the same system because they score a lot of points, but they give up a lot of points.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's a product of the system. Some people blaming the coach and all that, but I mean, he inherited a messed up team. The Rockets were already messed up when he got there. So I can't blame the coach. I got to blame who's ever in charge of constructing the roster.
Yeah.
Because they got a lot of pieces that they could trade and get assets back. They holding on to Eric Gordon. He don't want to be there, but they asking for too much. That's why he's still there.
Yeah.
And when they had James Harden, it was the same thing. They put a lot of pieces around James Harden to compete and to win, but it didn't work because it wasn't like they had guys who had experience, playoff experience. When they had Chris Paul there, it worked that first year. Second year, James Harden wanted to be the man by himself.
ISO ball in every critical situation.
So
teams was like, go ahead.
That's right. Ain't gonna work, man.
Rockets always have potential. It's just that they have to figure out which young guy they want to build that team around. Yeah. If I had to choose, it would be Jalen Green. I feel like he has the most upside because he's still so young, and you could teach him to utilize his athleticism to play better defense because he's extremely athletic.
Yeah.
And he's going to keep getting better offensively, but defense, he needs to, if he tighten up a little bit, I would say take a page out of like Devin Booker's book because he used to suck on defense and he's starting to put more effort into defense, or even like a Steph Curry who's known for being a bad defender, but he puts the effort in, and that's why he doesn't really get cooked as much as he used to. So I think that the Rockets they got to make some tweaks, and they should be all right. What y'all got as far?
No, mine the same one. That's one, man. The Rockets, because I mean, obviously, I watch. That's my team, so I watch them. And it ain't even like they'll be up by like 20 in the third quarter, and then when you get to the fourth quarter, all of a sudden the other team up by 15. Yeah. Like that's what don't make sense to me. And even though I ain't expect them to be a playoff contender, but they pretty much essentially got the same record they had last year right now. So I don't really see no improvement, and I feel like their roster is better than it was last year. But I mean, I don't know. They've been disappointing for sure. Like I said, they'll be in games, and then like you say, defensive, they'll just give it up. And a lot of their losses came like that this year. So
I only say LA because I just want to see what they look like with a healthy AD. Like, because it seems like every year it's the same kind of thing, and you hate to see it keep happening.
But crazy thing is, AD done missed a lot of games, and in these past few games, the Lakers have actually looked better with him not being on the floor.
So, yeah, is it an issue now? Chemistry, yeah?
I mean, LeBron's still he's dominating right now.
At 38, but he's been.
And Thomas Bryant has played great since AD hasn't been there. And then
even Westbrook been playing good coming off the bench.
Yeah, he's been playing good.
You haven't heard much about him, and that's a good thing. Right?
Schroeder has been killing the last 3-4 games. Yeah. Schroeder, like it's just that I don't know what it is because I think it was just AD when he was playing. He had a little stretch where he was dominating, and then He fizzled out, then he got hurt.
Right.
So I think that you start to second guess situations like that. It's like maybe you don't need AD. Like you could probably still get some pieces for him if you was to trade him. I'm not saying they should do it, but I'm saying if they consider doing that, you could probably get some valuable pieces back for Anthony Davis right now.
Good point.
Because he's still in his prime. He only 29 years old. So I think that Lakers are disappointed, but at the same time, they starting to pick it up.
Yeah.
He get on a cycle, he'll be all right.
But he's gonna be looking like Karl Malone.
I'm gonna throw something in here real quick. Tank Davis. Did y'all get a chance to see the fight or any highlights last night?
I was knocked out.
Yeah, I watched it.
So what you think about that?
He this fight was different than his past fights. He didn't wait extra late to start attacking. I think his corner saw something, and then he started to take advantage of it. Because old buddy, every time Tank landed a jab, he would drop his hands down. Because it was like he was so worried about getting knocked out, he wasn't really fighting how he was early on. And Tank was just tagging him. I'm talking about tagging him to a point where dude didn't even know where he was at the end of that last round.
Yeah.
Dude, he was just standing right there. He was walking behind Tank, and then the referee had to point him to his corner.
Oh, no.
That's why they called the fight.
Could have been stopped earlier.
What I seen like from Tank, man, which has been known, but he a hell of a counterpuncher, dog. So every time old buddy like would tag
Those
him,
be the worst one.
he was getting it tenfold. You know what I'm saying? Like right back, and Tank was coming with that power, like body, uppercut, hook, everything. He was connecting on everything last night. So
yeah, that's what made the difference in the fight. I mean, and compared to his other fights this time, like you said, he didn't wait. He he figured out his opponent a little bit earlier than he usually would. So now I ain't gonna lie, the dude had a little chin on him, but I think it got him in trouble.
Yeah.
He thought he could take them hits, and then he got caught. That's when he started to back up a little bit more.
Yeah.
He had a lot of counter punches too at first, but you can see the difference in the power. A lot of people think when you look at Tank, like just compare the two of them. The other dude wasn't that big. He's a little bit taller, got a longer reach. But if you look at them, you would think like, oh, that dude right there is little. He really ain't got no power. That's what people mess up at, man. Tank got so much power. All it takes is one good shot and you done. So I'm ready to see the next fight. He say that it is he ready? I don't know. They said April they trying to look at?
I think so.
Of this year?
Yeah, this year.
So that's a soon fight.
I still don't think that's gonna be a good one. Ryan Garcia, flat-footed, he has no defense.
I don't think Ryan Garcia can take
He can't
the
take
hits
no punches.
either. I'm not gonna lie.
He can't take no punch. He's never really been hit.
Yeah.
So how's he gonna counter? Because he don't have no defense.
It's like this dude. I don't think he ever been really hit like that before. Watching his highlights and other fights,
Tank
this is completely different, man.
Bro, I just saw the post match interview. He just standing there. You could tell he was going.
Bro was out of
there. Man, when I saw the hit, like during the fight, I saw it. I already knew what was gonna happen. Cause it was a nice little headshot. Then he hit him again. Then he hit him with that hook. Round over. When I saw that boy walking towards the corner, I was like, oh, no.
I haven't seen that part.
Yeah, he started walking towards the referee had to stand in front of him and turn him to his corner.
Yeah, he's talking to the corner, boy. Right, he's telling him no.
But even then, when he was standing up, it's like he was sleeping with his eyes open. He was gone.
He was.
Another thing that happened during that fight. What the fuck was Steven Jackson doing in the audience?
Somebody told me Meek Mill was out there fighting his shit.
It was Meek Mill.
Yeah.
But I couldn't see what actually happened. But they left. I don't know who.
Yeah, I saw them leaving.
They kicked Meek out.
Yeah, they got him out of there. But Steven Jackson, man.
Hold on.
Shout out to my boy Stack 5, man.
he too goddamn big. He too noticeable and too goddamn big to be out there.
He a real one though, man. He a real one.
That's talking about, well,
what's that, Brawl 2.0?
It's because I looked at it, I said, what the fuck is going on? And then I see Steven Jackson of all people. I'm like, dog. It's like you too goddamn big to be because you can't hide nowhere. Because you about 6'7", 6'8". You can't hide nowhere. And I said, bro, it don't make no sense. It's always something. At every fight, it's always something. People
full.
No, people start getting because they see a fight going on and they out there mimicking the moves and shit. And they're saying no. They start feeling like they can fight. It doesn't happen plenty of times. There's been times where, like at Bombshells, if it's a UFC fight, after the fight over with, you got guys that's been drinking. They start feeling themselves. Next thing you know, they out there in the parking lot.
Wrong stand.
Yeah. One time it was a dude out there talking about he was gonna rear naked choke somebody. Like, who the fuck says that? Who says that in a fight? I'm like, bruh, it's on. Yeah, I'll rear naked choke you. I'm like, man.
All right, we gonna keep it moving, man. All right.
Hey, picture that shit though. Hold on. Picture a nigga in a street fight. Just nigga choke somebody, bro.
Hey, who would think of some shit like that though?
Oh man, I don't know. You ain't gonna have time to think about doing something like that. But.
Too much time on your hands, bro.
All right, so signs that somebody is feeling you, man. It could be a lot of different signs. So I want to get y'all take on this from experience. We'll do it based off experience, or just prior knowledge.
Let's say go ahead, go first, D, bro.
Man, right to left.
Sometimes it's not even words, just kind of either facial expressions. A smile is a giveaway too.
Their body language.
Like I won't go into too specific detail, but just like situation right now, that was kind of unexpected, and she shot her shot. I was kind of caught me off guard a little bit. I was like, hold on, who sent you? First thing she did, she hit that smile, and that was it.
Oh, yeah. She walked up to you in person and shot a shot.
We were already hanging out through mutual friends or whatever, and then she had actually wrote me after that, so it was nice meeting you, blah blah blah. You know.
Oh yeah.
We had chopped it up, but I wasn't pressing nothing. I was chilling.
For sure.
And here we are, 2 months later, unplanned, but it was natural. So
it happens.
I ain't mad.
Well, I mean, in situations I've been in, most of the time, like the female will start, kind of like you said, body language, and then doing like more flirtatious type stuff. Also, like if they notice some of your habits and shit like that, like they notice when you're thinking about something, you do this. And when you start to get aggravated, you do this.
Right. You hit the net because she be reading my energy. Like I won't even say it, but apparently this will tell it.
Yeah. It's like,
so what you thinking about? Like I'll be saying no, knowing damn well I'm lying.
It's just, I mean,
when they start catching shit like that, bro, that's it.
It's little stuff like that. Also, like when they start to sometimes be a little bit more hands-on, like find a reason to touch you and stuff like that, or they want you to be a little bit more involved in what they got going on. They might tell you stuff, and y'all might have never really had conversations like that before. Then all of a sudden they start talking to you really about any and everything. And I feel like sometimes you can overdo it and think that it's something more than what it is. That's why sometimes you gotta be patient just to see what it's going to turn into, just in case.
Yeah.
But some, you do have some females that will flat out just tell you what it is. And then you got some that kind of want to play with you and stuff and then see if you kind of feeling the same way. Like if you going to start to take the steps towards them the same as they take it towards you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a lot that can show you that somebody's feeling you. But I think that, because especially with me, because some people say I'm hard to read. Like they never know if I'm happy, sad, frustrated, because I got the same expression on my face all the time. So they don't never know. But then when they start to kind of talk to me and get me to open up a little bit, then I'll be like, okay, maybe they a little bit interested. Let me just see what happens. Don't want to press the issue too much, but if it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
So I mean, sometimes it could be somebody that you really not feeling like that, feeling you. You don't want to be an asshole. You don't want to be rude. You can still just play, be cool with them and stuff like that. But then again, you just never know what happens, man. Everything happens for a reason. You just got to play along with it.
I think that nonverbal sign was pretty big.
Yeah.
The low key shot that Carlton shot, and you know what happened on that episode. And then we flip around about a year later, she shot that shot.
Yeah.
That shit blindsided me.
I mean, pretty much what y'all said, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like me, especially when I was younger, I used to be naive. Like, I couldn't tell the difference. Like, if she liked me or she was just being nice, and I ain't want to assume nothing. So I never, like, I wouldn't go at there unless she just blatantly said, "Hey, like, this is it." But typically, like, when any female I talk to, it's been like a group outing, and she would tell somebody, "Hey, you know what I'm saying? Who is that? Blah, blah, blah." And then, we'll hit it off or whatever. But yeah, like body language, man, like you say, if they feel like, doing extra trying to just to touch you or, be close to you, blase, that pretty much will do it. Like you pretty much know that they feeling you differently than just a friend type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna piggyback on all y'all because all those things that we've all probably experienced. So with me, I mean, it's been all of them, man. Because you talking about not being an asshole, shit. Hey, man, I ain't gonna lie. Back in the day, I knew if it was somebody, I knew, man. I already knew.
You.
Hey, he would call my, hey.
He would just
walking.
sit there.
I'll ignore somebody so hard, man.
When they ask him that question in class, he just sit there.
See, but like, man, eye contact and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Body language, like y'all said. And then, you always got that, they might be over with their homegirl, they hit them with the little,
So
and you already know who they're looking at. You know what they're talking about. So those are easy signs right there. But if it's something that you like be around a little bit more, then like you said, that hands-on type stuff, you know what I'm saying? Want to be around you, start talking to you about different things, opening up a little bit more, and y'all are really just friends or associates, whatever you want to call it. That's how you know. Well, for at least me, that's how I would assume somebody's feeling me. You could be wrong with that. So people out there, if y'all single, sometimes be careful with that. Don't just automatically assume that somebody wants you. But that could be a sign that they may, want to explore,
I was like, it's another thing about that whole situation. Like when you talking about you being naive to the situation sometimes.
yeah,
It was kind of the same thing with me because like when I was younger and stuff like that, I didn't really get approached. I didn't really get chose out of the group and stuff like that. So when females started to give me more attention, but for some reason, for people who don't know, I've always been the little one out of the group and stuff like that. But when I started to put a little size on me, when I was, starting to get, good at football and, starting to get recognized, that's when a lot of females just started to come out the woodworks. And, was talking about this and that. I'm like, man, ain't nothing really, my face didn't change. And, I grew a couple of inches. Yeah, like, I was the same person. So that's why I was kind of naive to a situation where a female might have been trying to get at me and stuff like that because I didn't know if she was actually coming at me because she really, like, was feeling me or it's because she saw potential of something down the line. So I mean, the situation varies.
yeah.
All right. So, what is considered too old to be in the club?
Man, it depends on what type of club, I guess, maybe.
Okay, I'm gonna put it like this: not the clubs that's meant for mature people.
Okay.
A regular club.
Man, honestly,
18 up.
I don't want to be I'm 33. I don't want to be in the club with 18-year-olds, bro. Like,
I don't want to be in a club, period. That shit crowded. And then, man, you can get involved in some shit that ain't got nothing to do with you.
I
I've
like.
been in the club since, like, 20.
So give me a.
I feel like after about 25,
That should, you should be rethinking
be
that.
geared towards some kind of maybe like a lounge. Like we used to go to Prospect or
Lounges are cool.
Katie Vibes or whatever. Like as far as like a straight club where they dancing. Nah. I'd say like probably 20 over 25 is when what I'm saying you should kind of.
It was tough to find the
Yeah,
exact age, but that's kind of what I was looking
About
at.
that same age, you should start aiming towards more the grown, sexy shit instead of being in actual club.
Like grooves and shit.
Yeah, it's like because it's people I know that fucking 30 plus and still be in the club like that shit cool. Like,
So you
take your old ass home.
25 to get in there and go sweat in the crowd and shit.
Took 40.
I'm just saying.
The prices
I'm just saying. I'm just throwing enough out there because I ain't been in that long.
No, because I remember when we used to go to the club, we used to see some old motherfuckers up in there.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Mostly older Nigerians coming in with full suits on and shit. They in their 50s and shit all in the club. We in our 20s up in there.
Automatically go to 50s now.
I'm just saying, dog.
They probably fucked around about the
No,
club.
because one time we was up in motherfucking venue. Venue used to be our spot.
Yeah.
We was up, I forgot who birthday it was, and it was about 3 or 4 older, bald-headed motherfuckers up in there with full suits on. And I'm like, bro, it's hot as shit. It be hot as shit in the club, too. And it's like, y'all come in here with full suits on. We could tell y'all niggas old. Motherfuckers looking like Samuel Jackson, Morgan Freeman, come up in the damn club. Why is you up in here? Like, that's that prime example. Is like, y'all should be at Grooves. Y'all should be at Prospect. Y'all should be at somewhere grown and sexy.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be at a club where there's possibility of teenagers being in this bitch.
Especially with all the fake ID. Nah.
Fuck that, man.
Yeah, I think around that age, about that 24, 25 range. I mean, it also depends on your clubbing experience, too.
Yeah,
I'm just using me for example. I started going to the club before I was 18, so I was doing it for a long time. When I was going to my later half of college, I was already tired of the club.
Yeah.
Like, and I wasn't even.
Ain't nothing for you.
And I wasn't even. I probably wasn't even 22 at the time. Like, I was like, man, I really don't. Like, it used to make me go out sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I wouldn't be like at my age now. I'm 31. I wouldn't be in the club at all.
Yeah.
You can catch me at a cigar lounge. You know what I'm saying? Sports bar or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't doing all that, man. There's too much stuff be happening. Then you got all these youngsters. Like, it's not even. I don't know, man.
Dumb shit.
Yeah,
they be ready to crash out, man.
Yeah.
Over. Yeah.
I'm not trying to be around nothing like that.
Yeah, fuck all that.
Straight up.
All right, so Romeo and Master P, man.
I heard a little bit about it, but didn't he have a curfew at 18?
Wait, what?
What?
Who you talking about? The Romeo and hold on.
Who you talking about?
I did read. Hold on.
You talking about Lil Romeo?
Yes.
Wait,
It was on a reel somewhere, and both of them talking.
I didn't hear that.
It must have been an interview.
Find it.
Oh, man.
It was a curfew at 18.
I didn't know about that.
Bruh.
I ain't know about it
I promise
either.
you, hold on.
But
Go ahead.
man, I'll start this one off, man. So I get both sides. Like, I get Romeo's side, but at the same time, he got to understand the time and age that his dad was raised in. It was all about financial support type thing. Even now, from what Romeo said, he wasn't getting any money. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they was broke basically. But I just want to say, like, as black men, like for us our age, we kind of like in between the fathers, you know what I'm saying, of the 80s and 90s, and then we like the 2000s, and then, you know, you got the youngsters now. The kids now are way more emotional than we were growing up, and I'm sure we was more emotional than our dads or whatever growing up.
Yeah.
So it's more than just being a financial supporter when it comes to being a father. Like, especially like one of our episodes we were talking about mental health and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it takes more being a present father in that child's life to be a good father versus, oh, like I'm making this money, I'm grinding, blah, blah, blah. That don't really matter to kids, man. Like, it's cool that you know, you got fly shoes, this, that, and the other, but at the end of the day, for that child to grow up, it don't really matter. Like, he gonna remember his father being there as a father, not as a bank, an ATM or whatever, basically.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel about that situation, man. Hopefully I think they kind of got it ironed out a little bit. You know, Master P then you know, accepted his faults of everything. But I mean, Romeo ain't the only one like that. It's you know what I'm saying, there's infinite kids out there that's going through the same thing. He was just brave enough to speak out on it type thing. So
My thing with it is the timing of it, bro. It's like, yeah, I get it, but at the same time, it's like, this is something that y'all should have discussed in private instead of putting everybody in y'all business.
I agree with that too.
Because, like you said, there's a lot of people that was in the entertainment industry that were going through the same thing and stuff like that. And some of them went public with it, some of them discussed it in private. And I feel like for Romeo, like I get it, man, and because we grew up around that same era and all that.
I'm about to say we like the same age.
So, I mean, it happens, but at the same time, it's like you don't really hear that much about kids who grew up in the industry who didn't have their parents be directly involved in their business.
Right.
Because you got some like, what's her face? Like Raven Simone saying that she still ain't touched none of her, was it her Cosby Show money or something like that?
Probably so.
You got,
she was, you know, older when she was on That's So Raven.
Yeah, so it's like, it's stuff like that. Like I'm pretty sure her family was involved to an extent, but if you put somebody else in that situation, somebody that, cause he feeling like he getting robbed and stuff like that, like that's kind of, you got to realize that, like you a kid, he probably took the money and invested it right back into you.
Yeah.
And I don't think he was realizing that at that moment. And I'm pretty sure once him and his dad sat around and actually talked about it, he kind of understood what was going on, because I think they did figure everything out. But I mean, you got some parents that will take every single dime that their kids make in the industry.
This off subject, but I mean, kind of the same thing. You heard about Aaron Hernandez, fiance, or mother of his. Apparently, she was using the money that like from his death and everything.
Mm-hmm.
She was getting like nails, clothes, and their daughter don't have any money. Like she took like $36,000
See, it's
just
like
on
that.
like clothes and stuff, like for her herself.
See,
Like,
and it's like situation like that. It's like, come on, man. And then it's another situation that's similar to that. Like on Black Ink or whatever. When Caesar was going through what he was going through with his baby mama,
I remember that.
and most of the child support that he was paying, she was spending it on herself instead of the child, and then had the child thinking that he wasn't really taking care of her.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, sometimes like situations like that can happen, and you don't really understand everything.
Yeah.
And it makes it look like this person is a bad person, but this person is really trying their best to look out for you. But I mean, their situation was kind of messed up because they went public with it, but at the same time, I'm glad that they actually fixed it.
Yeah.
And will continue to do what they do. Because I mean, Master P, people be clowning him and stuff like that, but he has done a lot of business stuff to continue for his money to grow.
Yeah.
You know, with the rap snacks and the noodles and cereal and all that shit and pancake mix and all the cleaning products. No, he got he got rice, he got cleaner supplies, sanitizer, he got all types of stuff.
Man, go to the. I'm about to plug a business real quick. I forgot the name of it, but y'all may know what it is. It's a black grocery store off of Tidwell. If y'all, that stuff might be over there. If y'all watching this, y'all go check them out. You know what I'm saying? It's off of Tidwell. I forgot the name of it, but you will see it if you go over there. It's a black grocery store. Got all products from like black owned companies.
I'm Dominican.
See?
Now, what you think about that, bro?
You find it?
Did you find it? Did you find a little clip?
I found it, but we'll have to go through it later. It's there.
Yeah.
It's definitely there. But like I said, I think he misunderstood it because I wouldn't see him as just stealing it. But the older he gets, I just wish it wouldn't have went public because that's family business.
Yeah.
Being in a celebrity light, it could probably only be private for so long anyway.
Yeah,
true.
All it takes is one little text or something, and it's gonna be out anyway.
See, I was confused about it at first because I didn't know what really was going on until Master P. He did an interview with I forgot the dude's name, but he did a sit down when he explained a whole bunch of stuff about the business side of it. So the stuff Romeo was talking about with the money and stuff, man, if you if you go back and listen to what Master P was saying, you're like, man, that makes sense. Romeo probably really didn't know what was going on.
Exactly.
Because he had to explain it like, you know, when you do an album and all that stuff, first of all, he's on Master P's label.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You got to put money into something to put something out.
Yeah.
He didn't sell no records like that.
Exactly.
No.
Like, he compared it with Bow Wow,
Mm-hmm.
and to him, it's not even close.
Exactly.
Because he only had Bow Wow was
iconic. Bow Wow was going platinum and stuff like that. Romeo at the best did gold.
Yeah, he only had like two songs, I think, that I can remember. That
I can't remember.
I mean, I don't even remember
he had
two.
a few singles.
But it's just a fact. If you going gold and you comparing it to somebody who went platinum multiple times.
Yeah. But it's the thing, though. I'm thinking, this is why I think he was confused, because I feel like he thought he was as big as that back then. So he was like, where's the money at? You know what I mean? But, I mean, I guess that's something that he didn't realize at the time. So that's what, but I really don't know what caused the whole situation, though. It was just kind of weird to me. But they did, I think Master P posted something. I think they did.
Yeah, I think they both posted something about them clearing it.
But that, man, it was just, I don't know. That was just a weird situation.
Now, if Master P untalented ass daughter come out and talk about some money being stolen, she's out of line.
Man,
you are love for saying this.
I'm just saying, man, because what the fuck has she done?
A lot of people don't even know about her, though.
I didn't know
he got multiple kids, but I'm saying he has a daughter that he specifically had with a woman outside of his marriage, so she would appeal to Hollywood.
It didn't work.
It didn't work at all because she lacks talent.
All right, so we're going to move on to the how do you handle somebody trying to get at your significant other? Yeah,
I got different answers for that, though. Younger me, it would have been more of a confrontational. Now it's just sitting back. Because if you had that trust level, I'll be completely unbothered. I ain't going to say completely, but I don't be worried about that shit now. Once that trust level is established and that stays strong, I'll handle it just by ignoring it, honestly, unless it gets to a certain point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It just depends on the situation. Like, if you blatantly do it, like, if you know, like, if I'm right here, you know what I'm saying, you just come up,
Okay, that's you on your own.
Nigga might die. I ain't gonna lie to you. But if it's like I wasn't around, you seen the type thing. Oh, ain't no hard foul. But if you continue trying, you know what I'm saying?
Oh man, I ain't know niggas be lying when they say that too.
Like that, you also right about that.
It's just like what both of y'all saying though, because like if you trust your significant other, you don't have to worry about stuff like that. But you do got some people that's ignorant and will still try.
Yeah.
I done had a situation where I was dating a female and a dude tried to get at her, and she told me this dude tried to get at her. So I said, all right. I said, man, I ain't gonna do nothing about it. I was like, man, I'm gonna let him make it. She came a couple of days later, said the same thing. She told this dude she had a boyfriend. And she was like, since you want to keep asking me this and that, go ask him. But he didn't say nothing. And then like the people around was like, yeah, go ask him, see what happened.
Oh, so he knew who it was, like, because she could have said I got a boyfriend, but he might think it's somebody outside.
Uh-huh.
But
he knew. So she came
That's
to me
what I
one
mean,
time and was like, yeah, he told me like, hey, after work, let's go do this, let's go do that. And I told him that I was gonna tell you. I said, okay. I said, when I catch that, I'm gonna see what he about. So I'm going outside on break or whatever, and he coming back in. So I stopped him. I was like, man, what's up with this shit you trying to holler at so-and-so? Oh, man, I was just playing all this and that. I said, all right.
What's that tune change?
So I'm like, all right.
that ain't no
We
playing
already
though,
know the
bro.
truth.
So I told him straight up, because I don't really like to get violent and stuff like that, but I told him straight up, I said, all right, this is the last time. I said, she tell me you said anything to her, even if you said hi to her, when I see you, I'm going to fuck you up on sight. That simple. Oh, man, you going to do me like that? You fucking right. Because you try to disrespect the situation. It's like it'd be different if the first time and she told you I got a boyfriend, you left it alone.
Yeah.
But you constantly doing it because you thinking that I'm not going to see you. Like, I could have just dropped his ass right there, just left him there, say he slipped and fell.
See?
But I gave him that warning. After that, I'm talking about this motherfucker, he transferred to different shifts and all types of shit to just stay out of the situation. But I'm like, at the same time, you don't want to overreact to people trying to get at your chick because then she gonna feel some type of way. She gonna feel like, yeah, because I mean, you got some dudes that really aren't trying to get at your chick.
Yeah.
They can just speak to her and stuff like that. That's why I say if you can speak to her when she by herself, then you can speak to her when I'm with her. Because I feel like if you don't say nothing when I'm with her, but then when I'm not around, you want to talk to her, then that's when, it could be an issue too. But for all the other people out there, don't overreact to that type of situation. Don't always be confrontational. Situations can be talked out because that's another thing that can ruin a relationship too. You overreact to everything.
That's it, so.
Because every little thing can't set you off. It's best that you just sit back and take it in and then go about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, I'm the same way with it, man. I usually don't trip off of something like that, if I'm not around, because my wife gonna tell me.
Yeah.
But if I'm there, man, I'll just put it like this, man. When you somewhere, let's say you at the mall or Walmart or something, you in line, you can clearly see somebody looking.
Bro, yes.
You want to say so bad, what you looking at.
Yeah.
You don't say nothing, but you give them that look and they put their head down. You did your job right there.
It goes back to that body language and they can read when, she can literally read when I'm upset. I won't say a word. I'll see that look, you looked a little too long.
Yeah.
She'll be like, don't. I'm like, all right.
But you'll get knocked out though.
That shit had me at the wedding, dog.
Man, see? I already know what he was about to say.
I forgot all about that.
That shit had me dying, bro.
I'm not.
Let's go down with the mama came in there with that.
No, I'm talking about when you just disappeared and shit. We saw them buff ass white dudes.
Man, as y'all will come to see stories just be getting made up.
You remember?
I got chased out.
It was like two buff ass white dudes at his wedding.
I see two buff white dudes.
And they was mugging D-Brew. And then next thing you know, we turn around, D-Brew's gone. Like gone. Car gone, everything. He didn't say nothing to nobody, just gone. I was like,
do be disappearing.
Oh, man.
you disappeared for the wrong reason that night.
Nah. Hey, hold on, never mind, yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh my God.
See, talking about that, me and Leland was talking the other day at work about telling the story about what happened at venue.
No, we can't.
Oh, the Royal
I
Rumble?
don't think we can do that. The only reason we can't do it is because I don't know them people, and then they end up watching it. You know what I'm saying? They might, you know what I'm saying?
But they probably don't. Well, that's if
You don't know.
But then again, I don't know.
that's if because who the braided dude, he was messed up, but I'm pretty sure he's okay. Cue ball, he stopped moving once he got that A-Town stomp. He stopped moving.
That's
So
funny though.
so I don't know. I mean, we could tell the story. We just don't necessarily because people might not even remember because that was so long ago.
I'll tell the story when Tank was running with his hands in his pocket.
That's what Kobe was. What club was that, man?
Alarm light.
Yeah, when Kobe showed up with everybody in that all white.
Yeah.
No, that's when I ain't gonna say nothing. Well, that's when that dude at the bar I had to check this dude at the bar came at me on some dumb shit. I'm like, bruh, like.
So when that cranberry juice went flying, it landed on him only.
No, it got on my shit too.
Oh,
That's when we. I ain't gonna lie, we was outnumbered that night, but
big time.
but we was still, because it's like, bro, why would you shake a big ass bottle of cranberry
It was
juice?
open. He had no top or nothing.
Nah,
He was in
'cause
there dancing and shit.
He messed up. He had cranberry juice on my pants because I had white pants on.
Yeah.
That's tough.
It was a girl who was standing beside us, had a white dress on. Her dress was completely covered in cranberry juice. And this dude was somebody, he was drunk. No, man. No.
Another reason you don't go to clubs. Your shit gonna get dirty and fucked up.
Oh, the night we talking about the venue, some stuff got messed up that night too. I had
We don't condone any violence.
Yeah, we don't condone violence, but it's just that this story, somebody at the job was asking me about this particular incident. That's why I don't want to go into great detail, but just say this. Be aware of your surroundings just in case you are close to getting into an altercation. Because somebody could appear to be by themselves and really have 50 people with them and vice versa. I mean, you might see 50 dudes and it might be just that one guy by himself. But just put it like it was two guys. We, as a group, decided to let them leave without taking it to that level. They decided to come back and get aggressive. Now, keep in mind, I was still playing ball back then, so I was pretty big. And dude walked up to me, of all people, talking about he wanted to box. So I'm like, bro, I don't even get violent. I said, all right, I adjust my pants. I like, shit, what's up then, cuz? He was like, his friend came over there, was like, nah, man, let's just go. So his friend was trying to defuse the situation. But his friend looked at one of our cousins the wrong way. And next thing you know, he got hit. When he got hit, cue ball head dude swung his bottle. He missed, and he connected with somebody who happened to be standing in the area. So once that happened, I don't know who hit him first, but he got hit. And then the dude with the braids who tried to defuse the situation, he was over there. I'm talking about, it sounded like dude was making beats on tables. He was getting hit so hard, man. And so
I think that's low key though. I think that's the last time I went to the club. Was that night?
Yeah, that was one of the last times.
I think
Cranberry juice was the last time I was in one.
I went to the club, I think 2 more times after that. But still, it's just the fact that was so long ago. But bald-headed dude gets up and he decides he wants to fight. It's me and him standing right there. He decided he want to fight. I'm like, man, I do not feel like fighting. So I gave him a quick little 2-piece. He on the ground. I said, man, dude, just stay down, bro. I said, because if you get up, I'm going to fuck you up, man. So he tried to get back up. And I said, man, you know what? Gave him one of the fucking hardest stomps in history. And he stopped moving, all this and that. A bouncer came over there, tried to tackle me into the bar.
That's the same night Richard Sherman was there, huh?
No,
Romeo was there. That's crazy. Romeo was there that night. And so the bouncer tackled me into the bar. Now, he didn't tackle me to the ground. We just flew into the bar. And like I said, I was still playing ball, so I was still pretty strong, too. I started picking his ass up. And then he was like, man, please let me down, let me down, let me down. So I let him down, and I told him, like, man, I'm good. You can go on somewhere.
That shit funny.
So they went over there, they broke up the fight. And it's crazy because my brother roommate was over there fighting the bouncer for some reason. He was over there. I'm talking about beating the shit out the bouncer. The bouncer get up, bouncer leaking from his. He had a cut under his eye, his nose, mouth was busted, and he was a big motherfucker too. He was about 6'5", big motherfucker. He was getting his ass whooped.
Antonio Gates out there getting beat up and shit.
That shit was funny though.
And then I'm talking about, everybody know Polo Ranger boots. I had a fresh ass pair of Polo Ranger boots on. When we got to the parking garage, I look down, it's blood all over my shit. So that's another reason why the whole getting physical is unnecessary, because you can ruin some gear too.
All right, man. That's we gonna end the episode like that, man.
We definitely got some more stories we'll share.
Y'all make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Check out the other videos. I'm Twan.
Brew.
Quinn.
Leland.
We'll see y'all next time, man.
Joy Taylor, I love you.
Don't you stupid.